Here we go. The podcast mamas are back with none other than the infamous Ryan to kick us off.
It's time for bed, oh, it's time for you. Mom and Dad says what you gotta do. We don't care if you ain't tired. Take it from the one whom you so admired. It's bedtime for Ella Missy. Don't you cry or go and hiss it. No more games and no running around, 'cause we don't wanna hear another sound. Just take your bell and get tucked in and don't make us swear again and again and again.
And I always feel compelled to start joining him when he hits that again and again because I've been definitely swearing some of these mornings. That's for sure. Carrie is back on the show. Carrie, are you swearing over there?
No, not yet.
Did you have a nice morning?
I did.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm glad you had a nice morning.
Hey, Carly, why am I having a hard time hearing you as well as I was before?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's better. Your big screen. Is that better for you guys too? I don't know if it was just
a
me
little.
or what.
It is a little better now.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. Yeah. So swearing, but I'm not swearing right now because I've got three lovely ladies on this podcast, mamas, with me today. We've got Carrie, Jordan's mom. Yay! We've got Miss Laura of Miss Laura's Life Skills. Yay!
Yay, Miss Laura.
And we have the OG co-host of mine, the fairy godmother, one and only Nicole. Yay!
Hi, everyone. Hello.
And the crowd goes wild for the podcast mamas. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's been a little bit of time here. We're only making it out every other week these days. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's nice when we can all get together because I feel like now that we've got four of us here, there's so much to chat about, isn't there, friends?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We were just warming up this morning by chatting about how Miss Laura has officially entered her fourth decade of life. So again, a big shout out and happy birthday to Miss Laura.
Happy birthday, Miss Laura.
I think I met you when you were,
it's-
what, 24?
Oh, wow.
Ish. Yeah. Well, younger, probably 21 or 22, I think.
That's so
Because-
cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
It's going to be a good decade. Looking forward to getting to know you during this decade, Miss Laura.
I know. Well,
Thanks.
Yay.
Miss Laura has actually been shining her light in a lot of different directions as of recently. So our newly hired caregiver, Lily, was pining to meet Miss Laura and finally got to do that. And then, Miss
Yes.
Laura, you have recently helped Carrie out with a little project as well. So
Yes, and boy, I owe you a big debt of gratitude because
Oh,
it's just been
goodness.
in my head for so long and wanting to get this onto paper.
okay,
It's
so
beautiful.
Carrie,
So yes, it is
the
a social
listeners wanna know.
story.
listeners
Exactly.
want to know. Carrie,
It
tell
is a-
us what she did. Tell us what
It
she did
is
because I don't think
social
Nicole even knows.
Story, right? It's a social story that is been put together to help Jordan transition away from high school, away from riding the bus, away from going to school because it's obviously so ingrained in him. It's part of his routine every day. When he doesn't go to school, especially this last year, he has been voicing his, thoughts about wanting to go to school, wanting to be at school, wanting to ride the bus. Sure, Ella has a lot to do with all of that.
Oh, that's so fun.
So, yeah, with him just really speaking up and letting us know he wants to go to school, wants to be on the bus, I'm like, boy, this is going to be a hard transition in May. So this all, it turned out beautiful. I was overthinking it. I had way too many other thoughts and visions, and to keep
As
it
we often do.
simple and to the point.
Okay.
It's just
So for
perfect.
those who don't know what Carrie's talking about, though, maybe Miss Laura, you could kind of share because Nicole, I'm telling you, girl, maybe moms need one of these books for when our kids go off to college. Or when
Yes.
So Miss Laura, please share like a little bit of background about what this whole thing is, what you did for Carrie.
Yeah, I mean, a social story is basically just taking like an event or an activity and summarizing it in words in a way that the student can understand. And it's either to be like a teachable moment, like if they're struggling with a behavior, it might be a quick little short story about how to share a toy with a friend or something. Or it could be a big life event, like we are now leaving high school and going on to whatever's next for this kiddo. Um, and almost think of like, a children's picture book, but shorter and even more watered down typically. And again, it depends on the kiddos' abilities. Sometimes, if they're not a very good reader, then it's just mostly pictures. There might be words that a provider or parent can read to them. If they are a better reader, it might be a little bit more wordy. It'll still likely have pictures. The pictures could be clip arty, or they could be, again, if it's like a real life scenario that this kid is going through, it could be, pictures of the kid practicing sharing a toy or whatever. I think that's the main beauty of the social story, is that you can tailor it to the activity or event and to the kid or kiddos involved. So yeah, Hannah reached out a while ago, and I personally actually haven't created a whole lot of social stories. And again, as I've grown with these kiddos, like I haven't had a whole lot of experience of this age group of late teens, early 20s. I'm kind of living it with all of you and learning with all of you. So thank you for your patience and flexibility on that with me. But yeah, I just kind of thought, okay, like kind of what are the steps, kind of break it down, almost like when I write a behavior plan, I'm always like taught to like almost write it like a crime scene, right? Like just think about the facts. Like what are the facts and how can we, there's no emotion involved. How can we dumb this down? So yeah, I just like looked at the facts, like, okay, here's what happens. Like we leave high school, we go on to XYZ, make it for Jordan if he's not going to college, like what are his next steps? And what does this look like? And what emotions might we have around it? And, really just social stories, I think, are really just to let the kiddos also just be seen and feel heard. Like let them know, like, transitioning out of high school for a neurotypical kiddo is slightly terrifying. So like I really can't imagine what it feels like for the Jordans and the Ellas of the world that maybe can't always find the exact words to express how they're feeling. So yeah, I just threw Hannah a bullet pointed list and was like, I hope this is helpful. And she's really the one that, created these wonderful slides. And of course, I'm always inviting her over, and she finally took me up on it to use my laminator, and we turned it into a little book. I've got these rings that I use, and yeah, I mean, it seemed like it turned out well. So I'm happy you're happy with it, Carrie. But I don't want to take too much credit for it. I feel like I was just a little seedling in there, but it's awesome to watch Hannah blossom. I feel like she just in a couple of years I've known her, she's really blossomed and grown a lot in this field. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I was trying to share with Carrie an example of what a social story could look like. So imagine me, Carrie, hey, I've got this great social story book that Miss Laura created for Ella to use the toilet. And I start flipping through it, and I get to the page where it says, and sometimes we wear a pad. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the pad. I forgot about the pad completely. And I was thinking to myself, I'd love to send this to school, but that might be confusing for everybody. The pad is
Right.
So anyways, it was very comical when I was trying to explain to her how the whole thing worked and stuff. And Miss Laura also created one for Ella about how to dress for the different temperatures here in Arizona, because she loves to just wear sweats all the time. And when it's over 100 degrees, that's not a wise choice. So
Yeah, she was doing it at the zoo again last week. I had to get on her.
Yeah.
She was going to walk out of the zoo with the sweatshirt on. I was like, you are not getting in the car with that thing on. It is so hot today. Take it off.
I know. we might need a social story about feelings. I might need to contract you for some help with this. So
Sure.
maybe Lily and you could work on this or something. I don't know. But Ella's anger
Absolutely.
in the mornings. Oh, is it ugly?
Oh,
Chase doesn't even need an alarm anymore because she's just screaming and stomping and slamming for like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes until we can get her under control and I walk away
yeah,
and head downstairs. But she's an
right.
angry little, she's like an angry elf. Remember that scene in the movie
Yeah.
Elf?
He's an angry elf. Yeah.
He's
I
an
love that.
angry elf.
That's like, she's so little and her face is still kind of cute and adorable when she's angry. So when she gets mad, it's like, ooh, we're an angry elf today.
Yeah.
Has Jordan liked this story?
Good question.
Okay,
Carrie?
so
How's that
in
going?
all honesty, I have not read it to him yet. I've pulled it out the last few days and read it a few times myself, and I was just telling his auntie about it. I know Hannah's
Oh,
doing
okay.
it. So I would look for it the other day. She has it buried in with his library books, and I'm like, it should be right here, room, so I see it. I found out where she's kind of keeping it when she's not here.
Okay.
So I've been pulling it out and putting it right. So I have not. But Hannah did tell
I'll be
me.
excited to. I'll
Yeah.
be excited to hear.
I believe Hannah did say to me that the first time she read it, the second time, he was like, no, like he understands. So he was expressing, but that's
So
good.
they're saying
Oh.
no because he doesn't want to leave school. Is that why?
Yeah. Yeah. Or no more bus, So, I mean, yeah, that's what I anticipate from him. But that's good. That's a normal reaction. And we will get him through this, by explaining it to him and supporting him. And
Carrie, would you mind, do you feel comfortable sharing the story about you and Hannah the other day and Jordan not getting his way with you two and then he went in his room?
oh, yeah, this was a first. So
This is
he
good.
was,
This is so good.
yeah. So Hannah's working on ABA, applied behavioral analysis, with him, and he was getting too loud and mouthy, in my opinion. And I feel a little bit bad for Hannah because I get to my breaking point if I'm in the house. I have to learn to leave. Maybe I kind of came over and intercepted a little bit, injected my thoughts. We both moved out of his room and were sitting in his little living room area. And he came out, got in between us, and literally turned to both of us and was just complaining. What he was doing was trying to bait us. Who was going to take the bait because we're trying to ignore his behavior? Who was going to take it? Who was going to engage? Who was going to, because he'd love to fight with you until he wins the battle. I mean, that's just how he operates. And we just ignored him and we're talking around him, and it made him so mad. He stomped back to his room and slammed the door closed, which
Awesome.
I know. I was like,
that's great.
I know. I'm like, when we get mad, that's what we do. My mom, I grew up with the mom. She will never listen to this. She used to slam the door when she got pissed.
We all do.
Language,
We've all had that moment.
Yeah.
So he
all
did
of
it.
us.
Yeah. Versus him coming at one of us and really wanting to posture towards us and raise his hand, he just went to his room and slammed the door. Then I think he kicked it or hit it or something. And I was just like, I'll take any behavior that's typical. I'm like, that's hysterical.
It's amazing.
Yep. I was going to say that's 1,000%. And that's a lot of my job is reminding the parents when this is typical behavior, even if it's not behavior that you'd like to see. To me, that's a huge win. That's 1,000% typical teenage behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like a social story could help with that, right? Like how to.
Yeah. How to manage your anger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have old ones. I found some old ones recently that's just like one page with different scenes on it. Like when you hit, mommy or daddy, it hurts and we cry, we cry. And
where's that book? I need that book.
That one I can show you. Yeah. And it's laminated, so it's cute too. So I'm like, I showed Hannah that the other day. But then it also kind of took me to a place, my God, I've been dealing with this forever, haven't I? I mean, this is back from when he was like a young toddler. I think this is just Jordan now, how he's going to be. I don't know. Hopefully not forever, but anyways, it kind of did a full circle moment on me, if you will, when I found him.
I'll say I was raised in a house. My sister was a huge door slammer. We could have used a social story. I don't think it would have worked. But my sister was a huge door slammer. And my mom threatened her that if she slammed the door again, and my mom was full of empty promises, but that she was going to take the hinges off the
Door off.
door
Oh,
and that
Oh
mhm.
yeah, I've heard that
she'd
one
have
before.
she would have no door. She was just going to take the door right off.
Mhm.
And my sister, of course, slammed the door again. And there was my brother, the younger one, with the toolbox and took the door right off.
I love it.
And so for, weeks, it was off for like a month, I think. When she would change, she would like drag the door over. Like it was terrible. Yeah, she'd probably still slam a door today if we let her, but as an adult. So it's funny, you think of him doing this but like that is a typical teenage thing to do
Mhm.
is
So
stomp upstairs and get mad, you
I
know?
Yeah.
I dare to ask the question now because I've got angry elf at home. And I have had friends that have said to me, well, have you said that if she doesn't get dressed or if she keeps doing these things, she can't go on the bus to school or she's going to break the drawer and daddy will get mad at her? Have you said this? And I want to believe that Ella understands the consequence, like your sister, Nick,
She might
understands
not,
the
though,
consequence.
Carly. She might not.
Right. So then what do I do to get her to stop being the angry elf? Because I know I have to change something that I'm doing in order to elicit a different response from her. So, friends, tell me, give me
Goes back to motivators.
something.
It's always the highest motivator, maybe she starts her day with 0 rainbow bunnies. And for every moment in the morning that she does something calm, then she earns a rainbow bunny. So if she wants to leave the house knowing she's got all 8 or 9 or 10, whatever number we're up to now in tow, then she better get her ass out of bed calmly, put her clothes on calmly,
Okay.
brush her teeth calmly,
So to
eat
initiate
breakfast
this, does she go to
calmly.
bed with the bunnies?
She could go to bed with the bunnies. And if she wakes up roaring, then you say, okay, I'm going to take away the bunnies and you can earn a bunny back for everything that you do calmly.
All
Yeah,
right,
the
folks,
bunnies are staying home today. That's what's happening.
stay tuned.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually make a note right now because that's what I do in my state.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Going
I
to
love
try it.
this, Miss Laura.
No.
And you
Mhm.
can even write it out, like every activity on like a whiteboard or a note card or whatever. And then she can even choose which bunny she wants to earn first. It's not like you have to like get, because I know she's the mother. Those are her children, right? I'm sure she has favorites and less favorites. Not that
Like
parents do,
I'm
but you know what
willing
I
to
mean?
be difficult. I don't give a crap about bunny number 7. Bunny number 7 can stay home.
Exactly. And if mom's offering bunny number 7 first, then that's not going to be helpful. So if you write it out like, okay, if you can, get out of bed calmly in the next 5 minutes, then which rainbow bunny do you want? And then you can take that rainbow bunny in to brush your teeth. And if you brush your teeth calmly, then you get to earn whichever one next and whatever.
Okay. Okay. I'm making notes. Folks, that's why I'm silent on my end.
I like it. I like it.
How do we deal
I
with
hope it
this
helps.
angry elf situation?
So, Carrie, and I'm sorry if we've already talked about this and I'm forgetting, I haven't been on every call. So, what are Jordan's next steps? Do you know? And is that coming up at the end of this school year?
Right now we don't have anything planned, which sounds pretty crazy.
No.
I'm leading into the summer like we always do, which is we're out of school. We visited a few day programs that are not going to work.
Hmm. But I'm saying
Um,
he is done now. He will
oh
be
yeah,
done at the end of the school
he
year.
will.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm.
yes. He
Okay.
graduates in May.
Okay.
Yes. So right now, fortunately, we have a lot more support now that Hannah is working with Jordan and doing ABA and doing some HAB work as well. So we have her presence to take him and work on things with him and be in his life,
Hmm.
which is more than we've had in ever. So it's a step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Versus him just being home and doing nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're working,
Yeah.
so we're working on major goals on just getting him out and about and doing things. And he's doing great with doing that.
I mean, Carrie and I have kind of talked about, kind of curating our own program for both Ella and Jordan when their time comes to leave high school and utilizing the help of these caregivers to make the
Mhm.
curriculum happen, so to speak. I mean, Miss Laura, even if you jotted down, if we paid you to create something, where
Yeah.
you had the research, you had the knowledge to say, okay, here's an option for volunteer work. Here's an option to exercise. Here's extracurricular activities. I don't know. I'm thinking about a full day where Ella sleeps in, so I'm not arguing at 6 a.m.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Her caregiver rolls in at 8, 9 o'clock, and they get
Right.
themselves out the door. They go to work, they go volunteer, they exercise, they have extracurriculars, whatever that day looks like, but it's a full day curated to what Ella is capable of, interested in, maybe not so interested in some things, I don't know, but rather
Yeah.
than a full-blown day program, so to speak, because like Carrie, I haven't found anything I like. And my number one concern with Ella is just her being safe and in an environment
Yes.
all day.
Yes.
I just,
Yeah. And I was just going to say, give yourself so much grace because this is such a daunting task and it's still so new to many of us. Like, yes, there are a handful of day programs out there, but there's not near enough. And every kiddo is so unique. It's
yeah,
really difficult to pigeonhole them. So I really admire and love the families. And I'm working with some of them currently now because again, their kiddos are also getting ready to reach those ages. And really curating something specifically for them, which I've done all along.
yeah, that's
I've
your jam.
got clients across the board. I've got clients that go to school full time and I do after school hours.
Right.
I have a kiddo that I pick up at noon every day because he's in school for the morning, but he can't handle a full day. So then, Amber and I trade off the afternoons with him. And then I've got a kiddo who is completely homeschooled because that's what's best for him. And so I love, as an Aquarian, breaking down social programming, social routines, social structures. Even for myself, I've learned over the years and in this new business where I can create my own hours and create my own contracts, that working 12 to 5, Monday through Thursday, is what works for me. I am not a morning person. I am an angry elf in the morning, quite frequently myself. So now that I don't have to work before noon, I'm not so much an angry elf anymore. I can wake up at 9 if I need to sleep in from my chronic fatigue and
Yeah,
sip my tea slowly and not feel like I need to race out the door.
yeah,
So yeah, allowing Ella to like sleep in, that alone could be a huge life quality change for her and for you.
I agree. I agree. And I will say, Lily, darling, adorable Lily, suggested yesterday that I take a peek at Parks and Rec's activities program for adaptive rec. They
Yeah,
have flourished their schedule.
awesome.
So, Carrie, I did invite Hannah to everything I'm sending Ella to so that
Hmm.
she can theoretically bring Jordan if it works for you guys.
Yeah, we touched on that a little bit yesterday.
Okay. Ella
So
went to
yeah, we'll
their,
take a look. We're going today, actually. Hannah and Jordan and I are going down to Parks and Recs to do a quick meet and greet with the person that runs it, and I'll get some more information from them as well.
awesome. Yeah. Ella went to
Great.
Move and Groove dance class last night. And as you can imagine, by the end of the evening,
She
Ella was
moved and grooved.
she was at the front teaching with the instructor.
Oh yeah, that sounds
That's
right.
awesome.
Sounds
That's
about
awesome.
right.
But
Another good way to
I have
get
to
her
get
tired.
that I have to get that up on her Instagram, but the toucan won today. So the toucan is up on her Instagram
That
today.
that's adorable. I saw
Oh,
that.
the funniest thing. And what I didn't post was her walking up to the toucan and her getting totally ignored by it until she took the bunny and was like, And then the toucan's like this. It's finally giving her the time of day. But yeah, I got to get those up. But yeah, Parks and Rec is a great resource for just keeping kids busy, even in the evening hours, and having something to look forward to. I mean, they've got movie in the park, they've got dance classes, they've got dance parties, they have crafts that they're doing. Ella's going to go and make a mason jar lantern one night, so they have yoga. So just lots of things. I think we just need to really utilize our resources and we can come up with something. It'll take some work, but
Yeah.
who's afraid of that? Not me.
Yeah.
Right, Carrie?
We've got this. Yeah. If I just have the child that's resistant to all of those wonderful things in life that make life pleasurable.
That's why you have the Hannah, so that you don't have to see it and you don't have to deal with it. And she can help him assimilate to them. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's no different than me being stressed to the max going into anything with Ella and being fearful that she's going to have a bathroom accident. So,
Yeah.
That part always was horrible. In fact, Hannah will share that fine day we went to the Greek Fest where there were only porta potties and she was trapped in a situation that was not fun. So,
yeah,
we all got some.
Yep, it's all good.
All good enough.
It is what it is, right? Just keep one foot in front of the other.
Oh, exactly. Well,
Get there.
We have a few minutes left on the show today. Let me check and see how much we have. I think only just a few minutes. Yeah.
Something popped up that says 10, but it's not moving.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there it is. We've got about 7 minutes left. So, Miss Laura, do you have any words of wisdom with regards to social stories and stuff like that? Because that'll kind of be the essence of what we'll name today's podcast to help out our friends and parents that need some guidance with helping their kiddos learn, what to expect or how to, get through a tough situation.
Yeah, again, just, go with the facts, water down the language as much as you can. Utilize whatever visuals. Again, if it's something that's like currently happening, take actual pictures of it. But clip art can work too. And yeah, do your best to not overthink it. Reach out to family and friends, have them read it. Does it make sense to them? Maybe there's something that they'll think of that you haven't. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help and share it around and just do your best.
Okay, and Carrie, we're gonna hopefully hear good things back from you that Jordan's made some progress with his social story little by little. And I'll report back about Ella, my little angry elf in the morning, to see if the whiteboard and the bunny situation helps at all.
Hopefully.
I hope.
It'll help. I think it will.
Positive thoughts. I got this.
Yes.
Positive thoughts.
You got this.
All right, friends. Well, we know how we love to end the show, and that is with our favorite guitarist. So, Nicole, you know that a great has miracles, right, my friend?
Yes, just try to take a minute each day, actually, to reflect on what you're grateful for. There's always so much.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mamas.
Bye.